For the best sports in Lorain, that's TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Band Senior Night for the class of 2020. Let's meet our Lorain High senior band members. First up, Iola Acevedo, escorted by mother, father, sisters, and close friends Reno Davila, Hector Davila, Lena Ramos, Shakira Vasquez, Adriana Vasquez, and Carlos Ruiz. Julian Altman, escorted by his mother, Kelly Altman. Madison Blakely, escorted by her mother, Alistine Morgan. Sakara Brown, escorted by her parents, Sonia and Carlos Brown. Luciana Bustamante, escorted by her parents, Maria, Faborto Bustamante, and family. Malaysia Chapman, escorted by her mom and stepdad, Anna Smith, Destiny Smith, Anthony Romas, DJ Miller, Reekwan Smith, and Eric Smith. Jillian Colon, escorted by her mom, stepdad, grandma, brother, and sister Laura Kopp, Jason Scheffler, Carol Kopp, Tommy Parker, and Avery Scheffler. Valerie Colon, being escorted by her mother, father, and sister Mayra, Frankie, and Evelise Colon. Caitlin Dickinson, escorted by her parents, Jackie Dunnigan and Kelly Dunnigan. Ana Fuentes, being escorted by her mom, dad, sister, aunt, brother, and grandma, Raquel Rivera, Xavier Fuentes, Brianna Long, Ruth Rivera, Daniel Huffman, and Ruth Rivera. Ariana Gonzalez, being escorted by her mom and sister, Anne Marie and Elena Gonzalez. Next up, Kamar Halul, being escorted by family friends, King Azir, Sundus Deep, and Christian McLean. Gerald Jones, being escorted by his mom, dad, and grandma. Gerald Jones, Chiquita Kennan Jones, and Doris Kennan. Tyler Larson, being escorted by his mom and dad, James and Marie Larson. Angelina Lopez, being escorted by her parents, grandfather, sister, aunts, uncle, and cousins Lisa and Jimmy Lopez, Norman Hernandez, Alexandria Lopez, Angie, Mickey, Millie, Epi, Noel, Alana, and Rosalise. Next up, we have Ashante Lucky, being escorted by her mother, brothers, uncle, aunt, cousin, and sister, Vicki Johnson, John Johnson, Sam Lucky, Tommy Perry, Melissa Perry, Lucia Perry, and Shayla Lucky. Kiana Maldonado, being escorted by her mother and aunt Ileana and Elisa Maldonado. Omar Martinez, being escorted by his parents, Omira and Carlos Martinez. Next up for the senior class, David Merchant, being escorted by his parents, brother, grandma, and friend Pamela, Kenneth, and Jonathan Merchant, along with Alberta and Madison. Cassidy Miller, being escorted by her parents, sister and brother, Tammy and Aaron Miller, as well as Emily and Kyle. Sabrina Moore, being escorted by her parents, Jesse and Teresa Nichols. Next up, Nikosai Morton, being escorted by his parents, Maria Diaz, Calbert Morton, and sisters, Brianna Morton and Kylie Young. Christina Nagel, being escorted by her mother and grandfather, Rhonda and Walter Williams. Next up, we have Alexis Oyola, being escorted by his parents, brother, sister, and friend, Sandra Roman, Javier Oyola, Xavier Oyola, Karina Watson, Raven Chaliz. Carla Perilla, escorted by her parents and sister, Anna and Marco Perilla, and Renee Morales. James Pye, being escorted by mother Annie Pye and brother Jacob Pye. Joshua Renta, being escorted by his parents, Nilsa Garcia and Angel Renta. Ariana Rivera, being escorted by her parents, sisters, grandmothers, grandfather, great-grandmother, aunt, and godmother, Josue. Jennifer, Maria, and Talia Rivera, along with Juanita Pacheco, Jose Rivera, Santiago Rivera, Virginia Rivera, Lisa Rivera, and Lillian Allen. Jay Rivera, being escorted by his mom and sister, Jennifer Rodriguez and Iris Rivera. Next up, Xavier Robida, being escorted by his mom, stepdad, grandparents, grandmother, and brothers Nina Robida, Brian Hodge, Dennis and Vicky Marsh, Marklyn Hamilton, Eric and Christian Robida. Giselle Romero, being escorted by parents Luis Romero Sr., Grisel Gomez, and brother Luis Romero. Jacob Salisbury, being escorted by his parents Sam and Veronica Salisbury. Next up, we have Chantel Shannon, being escorted by her parents Paula Shannon and Janelle Shannon. Stephanie Sherman, being escorted by her parents and brother George and Tina Sherman, along with George Sherman Jr. Claire Smith, being escorted by her parents and sister Jim and Sheila Smith, along with Nicole Villamarovich. Takia Tai is being escorted by her parents, aunt, uncle, sisters, brother, and grandmother Takara and Sean Tai, along with Erica Tyler, Daniel Rucker, Nasia, Kenya, Nubia, Isaac, and Anjanette Tai. Tierra Wyatt, being escorted by her parents, brother and sister Tiffany, Natty Boy, Nikki, Antonio, Joseph, and Memphis Wyatt. And the final senior band member for the class of 2020, Sarah Zaka, being escorted by her parents, brother, sister-in-law, niece, and nephew, Donna Meyer, Jawad Zaka, Brett, Tiffany, Isabella, and Troy Meyer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for the senior Lorain High Titan band members for the class of 2020.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Receive it. That's 6
That's what you see. You text me. I think it says on what 7 months worth. I think they had first half. They had 5 or 6 sports play quarters. Yes, 2 of them were on the same guy who started the fight. And the worst one they didn't even call was it was a pass down here, and Dowers was like circling up the backfield on the backside. Came up with a blindside and it went right under the,
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please stand for the presentation of our nation's colors. The Lorain High School Army, Junior RTC Cadet Color Guard. The Color Guards tonight consist of Cadet Sergeant First Class Xavier Santiago, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Sierra Worthy, Cadet Master Sergeant Veronica Barrett, Cadet Second Lieutenant Shay Jones, Cadet Staff Sergeant Dante Toro, and the Color Guard Commander, Cadet Captain Corellis Anglu. Green, standing for the playing our national anthem, the Lorain High School Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. Timothy Smith.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to George Daniel Field, Week 5 of the high school football season. Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer here to bring you all of the action as the Bulldogs of Toledo Scott visit the Titans of Lorain. We hope you enjoyed the marching band, the national anthem, and the colors presented by the Lorain JROTC group. And we also hope that you enjoyed the senior night for all of the members of the high school band. But now it's time for football. Scott's going to kick from the north end. Jason Thomas, number 11, will put his foot into the ball. Dower and Leidy are deep at about the 18-yard line. Instead, it's a spinner. Bounces off. Covered right there at the 45.
Were they trying to keep it away from Dower and Leidy?
I don't. Frito Gote-Cotto on the ball. And that was, you could tell when he kicked it that was going to be trouble and it's going to have the spin. Yeah. And it got to the body and spun off. And Gote-Cotto and Mike Smith were both alertly there. First and 10 for the Titans at their 45. Great field position to start it. Jordan Jackson is the quarterback. Dalen Dower on his left and Savon Chavis on the right. Snap, Dower straight ahead, big hole. Cuts to the outside, he needs a block. Dower's got a block down the sideline. 30, limp legs him and knocked out of bounds inside, let's call it right at the 20. So Dower, 35 through the left side of that line. And that line welcomes back.
Yeah. This is not the time to talk about year-end stats, but Dayton is probably 8th in rushing in the area, so things like a game like this is going to help him out.
They welcome back. Same play to the other side. He bounces it outside again. Stiff arms the man. He's down to the 15, cuts it back up the sideline inside the 5. So that's 52 yards or 53 yards and 2 carries. Jacob Addis is back at center after a couple-week absence. 54, Santino Torres is the left guard. And 69, Isaac Samara is the right guard. We'll pick up the tackles after this play. Devontae Jackson out wide, but it's Dower straight ahead, and this into the house. That was a Dower drive, Tom.
3 carries at 55 yards.
11:27. So that took 30 seconds after the kickoff. Dower from 2 yards. Now, they'll go for 2. Out of the confusion of last week's contest, the place-kicking game suffers. So Jackson rolls out, pitches it into the light show, Tyshawn Leidy for 2.
You know, Scott is 0-4, but typically they come in with some good athletes. They just sometimes have a problem putting everything together.
Well, we count 28 in uniform, and that's 9 through 12. And as I look at their roster, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 freshmen listed. Now they must have 40 names on the roster, so we don't know who's here and who's not. But that's a good start for Lorain. And what they need a get-well week.
They do.
Titans have 24 on the sideline, did we say? 23?
I said 20. I counted 22 at warm-up. I might have missed 1 or 2, but looks like the starting offensive line or starting offensive team.
The offense was on the field for the 2-point conversion
last week,
and the defense was coming out
for the
to kick off.
Okay,
so they were on the field legitimately. That's how. And the state watched the tape, and they decided who was suspended. So if there's any question about anything, call Bo Rudd, but don't really.
I looked at one of the websites from Cleveland, and it said since the Canadian team is not an OHSAA, none of their players
are affected
for next week, which is tonight.
Osiah Jenkins, defensive end, big 97, is the kicker offer. Let's hope he gets busy tonight. That's a pretty good kick. Spins down, goes past one man, going to be picked up at the 2. Circled back into the end zone. Titans are going to have him down inside the 15. Osiah Jenkins might have just found a part-time job.
That was a hard hit, low line drive.
And you get the skid on the turf, and that thing, if those of you that have played baseball or softball on a turf will know what I mean. You get the top spin second hop, and it'll go by you. So they're going to spot it at the 12, and Scott will take over there. Interestingly enough, that was Jason Thomas on the return, the man that kicked off for them a minute and a half ago. Let's set the Titan defense. 14, Dylan Blakely is over the ball. Jenkins, 97 at the right end. 75, Lavi McAfee is on the left end. Whistle. There's some confusion.
In Scott's backfield, it looked like.
It's going to give us a chance to get 46, Fredo Gote Cotto is one linebacker. Michael Smith is the other. Cam Thomas, number 4, is the left outside backer. 33, Jalen Cheers is the right outside backer. Penalty is 5 yards. Back to the 7. Secondary is number 10, Devontae Jackson. 32, Savon Chavis at safety. Tyshawn Lighty and Dalen Dower are, that's not Dalen Dower, however. Over the middle, oh, hello, pass incomplete. Ball, meet number 42, Tavon Kennard. Tavon, meet Savon Chavis. And that was as good a timing as you can get, so it'll be 2nd and 15.
That's the best way to hit a tackle, just as the ball's arriving.
The outside man on the far side is Javon Manning, number 13. I should have remembered that.
Looks like a safety
That
coming.
snap's going to be a safety over the head of the quarterback, Damon Connerton Yates. Makes it 10-0. Makes it 10-0. And as you said, Tom, it's been a rough start to the Bulldogs season, 0-4. I mean, and the body language coming off the bench or off the field was like we've been here before.
Yeah, little things like starting at the wherever they started from and then get a penalty on the first play. And
then here's the snap. He calls for it, and away we go. It cleared his head by a couple of feet. And fortunate for them, it went out of the end zone because Cam Thomas was the closest player. Now there's going to be a penalty. Oh no, it's not.
Onside.
It's a free kick on at the 20. So they toss the ball to Thomas. He's going to put it in play with the punt. He was the kicker on the opening kickoff. Made the tackle. Or had the return on their kickoff, and now he is going to put it in play with a punt. Dower and Lighty are up at the 40. Spinning kick. Cam Thomas takes it at the 45. 50. 45. Tiptoes along the sideline. Got a block and pushes his way inside the 40. That was good heads-up play by Big Cam at 6'4", one of your wide receivers and linebackers, used to handling that ball, and he got it all the way down to the 35.
And only a junior. He'll be back next year.
You might remember him from the basketball court in the winter. He's one of those guys, along with Jordan Jackson, Devontae Jackson. The tackles, number 74 is Big B, Beyond Smith Belcher. This is Chavis's turn. Cuts it back up the middle. A nice move. And he's hit and spins just across the 30. Amari Harris on the tackle. Jason Brown, 76, is the near side tackle. Jackson's got the 2 in the backfield. It's Lighty on a reverse. He's going to score.
No one will touch him, Well, I'm
wrong. No,
he
didn't. He got. That was a good play by the safety on this side of the field coming across. Number 28, Davon Davis, because he might have been the only one on the Scott side to know that Lighty had the ball. Because the flow starts out, and Jackson with some nice sleight of hand. Smith Belcher with a good block there. Straight ahead, give Chavis running people over down to the goal line to be first and goal for Lorain.
Yeah.
Chavis ahead for 11 down at the 1. You got some guys with their hands up in the air now wanting the football.
And Chavis is the fullback type. You know, he looks for contact.
Timeout. Timeout, Scott. Titans jog over to the sideline. This is a dream start right here. It's 10-0. You're a minute and a half into the game, and you're first and goal on the 1.
Here's their replay. Look at him just run over people.
He put the head down, and he really took 55 Sean Woodard for a ride there.
Well, he met the linebacker about the 7-yard line and drove him to the 1. I have to confess, I did ask him during practice the other day, does he like offense or defense the best? And he gave me that. I said, be honest, he did say defense.
Well, you get to be the aggressor all the time.
Yes, exactly.
You know, Tom, we got a minute here. I want to mention first off that tonight's game ball was donated by Tony Giardini, attorney at law, and we thank him for that. Teams are back onto the field. I'll get back to my story in a little bit here. Split out 20 yards to the right is Cam Thomas. Near side is Jackson with Lighty inside of him on the flank. Jordan Jackson, the QB, has Dower to the left and Chavis to the right. Snap, save on, to the house.
That's poetic justice. You give it to the guy on the 1-yard line who took it all the way down.
Right.
So,
the first drive was 3 carries by Dalen Dower.
Yeah.
This was 3 carries by Savon Chavis. So it's 16-0, and the Titans will go for 2. Now, it might be a bad night to beat Toledo Scott for a couple of reasons. The Titans have had some frustrations these last few weeks that they have to take out on somebody. There's the fade to Thomas that they connected with.
Little
too high.
Yeah.
That's the same play that ended last week's game. Was the fade pattern for 2 points to Cam Thomas in that corner of the end zone. So we've played a minute and 40 seconds. Titans are on quite a pace here. They've got 16 already. 16-0. Lorain will kick again.
This might be the time to tell our audience out there about a clam bake being held at St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church on Tower Boulevard. They're called the Buckeye Clam Bake and Tailgate. It's going to be during the Wisconsin-Ohio State game. So if you're in there for clam bakes, might be a good time to do it for Saturday, October 26th.
What's the cost on that, Tom? Is that up there?
1 dozen clams plus all the fixings, $40. Fundraiser for the church.
Very good. The toe, Osiah Jenkins to kick. Once again, he put the last one pretty well. This one's a little bit higher and a little bit shorter. They come up to the 21, which they didn't see the last time. Gillis. Let's make it Giles, 1L. Javel Giles gets it out across the 30, and Scott will be set up a little bit better there. First and 10 right at the 35, so much better field position. With a shorthanded Titan team tonight, and the score already at 16-0, they're not going to clear the bench. We know that. We did that once. And the offensive linemen are sitting there on the sideline going, this is fun. 3 receivers to the near side now. Motion switches it to a balanced formation. Single setback. Straight back is Connerton Yates. He's going to roll out. He wants to throw, pulls it down, got a couple yards, pushed out of bounds. Big 75, Lavi McAfee on the play. Lavi did a nice job at center the last couple weeks as Addis had caught a shoulder in the Avon game in the second quarter, and he had to fill in for 2.5 games on the other side of the ball. Titans show blitz here now, back out. 2nd and 8. Connor Yates takes the snap, couple of step drop, throws it, got a man.
I think he reached
that
over
is
for
really
the first down.
good field awareness by number 11, Jason Thomas. He saw that he came down on the short side of the 45, so he reached it across and got the first down. And Connor Yates showed a good arm. There was a good zip on that pass.
Just as he stepped out of bounds, if you see the replay, he just got a ball across the first down marker. 1st and
10 at the 45. Give straight ahead. First running play, not going to go very far. First designed running play.
The host of the interior line, it looks like, yeah.
I think that was Javon Gillis, number 20. And, yeah, it was most of the inside. McAfee was there again. Dylan Blakely was there. Jenkins converged down. There was a bunch of them. Going to bring up 2nd and 11. 9 minutes to go. Titans 16-0. Two 3-play drive sandwiched around a safety.
They're giving this split end over here a lot of cushion.
Whistle. It's going to be
offensive line movement.
Procedure. You just look when that comes out there. You got to look and see, does he put his hands on his hips or does he make the dancing motion? And that was offensive, the procedure. Because unlike in college and the pros, if the defense comes across, you can't get back. It's a penalty.
Yeah, neutral zone encroachment.
Wind the clock. 2nd down and 16 now. Chavis up from the safety showing it. He comes light on the rollout now. Chased out of bounds. Michael Smith going to get him back at the original marker, so he got 6 back. It's going to be right at the 45, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Now you got to see if this split end over here gets that same big cushion with 10 yards to go, because I think he could have cleared 10.
McAfee out. Colin Thomas, 66 in. Two receivers to each side, single setback, straight back. Connor Yates getting pushed. Oh, the pass was intended for Thomas, and Thomas of Lorain, number 4, Cam Thomas, got a hand on it, and that's what saved it from being a pick six. Because we're going to look at it here. Somebody from the safety spot was closing.
I think it was the pressure up the middle that really forced him out of the pocket.
It was a nice job by Thomas on this end. He pushed through the back. Now it's punt formation for Scott. And I'm trying to see if they have enough. They've got the quarterback is the long snapper, which makes sense. You can't hit him, and they're used to the handling the football. Short snap, he's going to get run for his life. This is Thomas. He's going to have some open field. Tyshawn Lighty stops him just short of the 50, and the Titans will take over on downs.
Heads-up play by Tyshawn coming from the receiver spot down there.
Yes, he closed from deep punt formation, and if he had not been there, that was going to be a first down and a lot more. First question was his knee down when he took the snap, and he realized real quick and got it up, bounced up and hit him, and then the Titans knocked one another off.
Yeah, there's just too many people back on that rush.
Third possession already for Lorain. 1st and 10 at the 48 of the Bulldogs. Lighty and Jackson out to the near side. Going to throw for it. Tyson Lighty, the light show, breaks a tackle, and he is off to the races. Cuts it back up the middle, and he is to the house.
So that was about 49 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
I got it 48.
48 yards. Now, is that Tyshawn's second touchdown pass? Because he caught one last week.
Yes, it.
Yeah, because he caught the touchdown pass that.
Would he only catch one last? Yeah, you know who caught the other one last week?
No.
Jordan Jackson.
Oh, Jordan Jackson caught one.
You know who threw the 2 touchdown passes last week? Devontae threw it to Tyshawn, and Dalen threw it to Jordan.
Okay.
2-point conversion, pass low, too low for Devontae Jackson, and once again they failed to convert. But 22 for Lorain now, and we have played 4 minutes and 35 seconds, Tom.
Yes, well, you know, when you looked at the schedule at the beginning of the year, you assumed Lorain would probably be, after this game, maybe 3-2. We didn't realize Brunswick was going to be as good as they are at 3-1. So beating Scott would only put them one game behind what everyone assumed.
I mean, and you thought maybe they had a chance against Clarkson.
Yes.
And we'll never know. I mean, there was more than a quarter and a half to go of a 10-point game.
And it looked like they were catching the momentum.
So, but if ifs and buts were candies and nuts.
Yeah.
The toe. Osiah Jenkins will put the ball on the tee. Osiah plays defensive end. Otherwise, he'd earn his letter kicking off tonight, I have a feeling. I'd have loved to have been there for these tryouts. That's the skidder down to the 15, picked up by Giles, and he didn't get much out of it.
Now, he tried to pick up a blocker, but it looked like they ran right through the blocker. Who was
Colin
that that
Thomas,
made the tackle?
66, made the tackle.
He ran right through the blocker and knocked him down.
So Scott will set up again for their third possession, and this time they are on the 17-yard line. They trail 22-0, and I'm sure we'll get some shots later of the mini cheers down on the sidelines, all the little ones. We had the Junior Titans before the game, helping to make the tunnel for the team to run through. Yates takes the snap straight back, wants to screen. Now he's running for his life, and he just wings it away. He tried to set up a screen pass to Xavier Johnson, 32, who had snuck out to the right, and he just got too much pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
You know, Blakely's not the biggest guy. You know, they list him at 5'9", 192. 192's with a backpack full of books.
Yeah. You know, but sometimes you put that
you got
real
some quickness
quick, real quick nose man in there.
I mean, we've done it in the past. We had Matt Weatherspoon last year, was about the same size, and the secret weapon, Isaiah McDowell, was a little bit
stockier maybe.
But, you know, the same.
Well, I got to believe Tracy Williams over there at left defensive end is just as quick.
Oh, yes, he is. Okay. Now, one of the Bulldogs coming out on the offensive line, replaced by Kashawn Gilmer, number 60. Second and 10 at the 17 following the incompletion. Trips to the near side now. Dower in the secondary. He wanders over. Whistle. That's going to be a procedure. Yep.
This one you mentioned about dancing before the music
That's
started.
It.
Yeah.
I was going to start to tell a story. You know, a lot of people who come to the games know who Jace Wilt is, Coach Jared Wilt's son. And Jace had a soccer game last week here. And Jace is always here after the games and practices with the varsity kids, and they know him and play around with him a little bit, and Dalen Dower really close to him. So last Saturday for Jace's soccer game, there was a picture on Facebook making the rounds. Jordan Jackson, Dalen Dower, Tyshawn Lighty, and Savon Chavis came to watch Jace play. And I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was a real neat thing that the older kids did, showing some love to the young fella. 2nd and 15. There's the screen, and it's incomplete.
He faked the screen to the right and then went back to the left, but I think
that
it
was
was
Colin
sniffed
Thomas
up.
with his hands up on the far side at defensive end.
The way you're supposed to play defensive end, make them throw up over you or underneath you, and that's why he hit the ground first.
Well, he was in the perfect spot. He was co-linear, Tom.
How many math people do you think out there are listening right now?
Now Yates is signaling some plays out to the wide receivers. And everybody's where they need to be, and we're set to go here. 3rd and 15 at the 12. Here comes Dower on a blitz. And he timed it perfectly. He's got the quarterback down.
Yeah, you could see that coming.
You could see the fast twitch muscles twitching. Dalen Dower off the corner there, and they had no chance to block him. The poor running back, by the time he got out of its stance, Dalen was past.
I think the only people that knew he was coming was the people up here in the press box.
Yeah. So he'll come out for 4th down. Now the adventure begins. They'll go into the punt formation at the 5. They need the 27, so it's 4th and 22. And the snap becomes the biggest part of this play. Now Yates, the quarterback, number 12 is the long snapper.
Lorain doesn't put anyone too far
They
back.
have now Chavis is going to drop back a few steps, but not much, I don't think. There's the good snap. He's running for his life, though. Turns the corner. He's going to get out of the end zone and tackled at about the 6, where the Titans will take over. The snap was fine. He just had no chance.
I think it was a high, slow problem. Now, the thing is, he saved them 2.
Right,
but I think the problem is now they're on a 5. They're going to give them 6.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know what you want your kid to do there.
Yeah.
Because if you give up the 2, you also give the ball back. And last time it was the 35. Devontae Jackson was shaken up on that play. I think somebody might have landed on his hand. So Jamarian Harkness, 81, comes in at receiver. He'll go up to the far side with Cam Thomas. Jordan Jackson split out here to the left. Dalen Dower will wildcat it. He's got Lighty and Chavis. Dower straight back, wants to throw, lofts it up for Jordan Jackson. I think he got that. He only needs 1 foot. Jordan Jackson with a rebound touchdown.
That's an old basketball rebound, isn't it?
Yep.
Got some position, boxed out, and cut the pass.
So Dalen Dower with his 2nd touchdown pass in 2 weeks. And there it is. You see the right foot down on the blue. It's really easy to see on our replay. We see the defensive back saying no good, but it only takes 1 in high school. Now Dower splits out here. Let's see if they do the same thing, because they're going to try and bump and run Dalen. Nope, they're going to go the other way. Lighty, he's in.
Smart runner. He just is such a smart runner. You know, probably 90% of the people would have tried to made it into the corner to the thing. He just cut it back where he's seen the little opening.
It's 30 for the Titans, nothing for Scott. We've played 6 minutes and 9 seconds of the first quarter. And get well Friday for Lorain, and they are right now.
You know, if this game proceeds kind of like it started, there's going to be some accusations of running the score up. But you have to realize Lorain doesn't have any substitutes in there to put in for the backfield, especially.
No, their skill people are limited to the skill people. Now, you could put Jalen Cheers will see some time at running back.
I'm sure.
But I don't think that there's any. I've been to all the scrimmages and 7-on-7s and stuff, and I'm not sure there's anybody else out there that's run in the backfield. And you'll also have Devontae Jackson will get some snaps at QB.
I'm sure Manning will see a little bit of action in there. So, I mean, people are going to get their chance, but you got to expect
the skill guys are still going to be skilled. Jenkins.
Boom, he can kick it hard. Can he?
Boy, that one is free. As soon as he takes it into the end zone, that's a touchback. And that was, whether it was intentional or not, it was certainly the right thing for Toledo Scott.
Yeah, take it on a 20 rather than on a 2.
Because he wasn't going to get outside the 10.
Now, I know there's a lot of people who are watching this now are going to say, but he touched the ball before, but it was a muff. Well, when it rolls past you on a muff, it's not considered a touch.
The question is, how did the ball get in the end zone?
From the kick,
it came from the kick.
And you didn't take it in.
So that'll bring him out to the 20. Lavi McAfee now over the ball with Tracy Williams, number 2, in at left defensive end. Mike Smith trots on in the middle. Yates, handoff, hitting the backfield, breaking loose, going to gain a couple. That's a heck of an effort right there by the running back. Let's give credit. Cam Thomas cleaned him up, along with 60 Esteban Masari. That was number 20 Giles. So it'll be 2nd and 7. He's just throwing from a well. That's Jalen Cheers right there on a blitz off the linebacker spot. Tracy Williams, number 2, was there and overran it.
You know, as a coaching point for Scott, they got to get rid of the ball faster. That means they got to throw short passes. You can't expect him to throw 30-yard passes because they don't have 30 yards of time.
Well, and I think you've seen the Titans tighten up on the wideouts once they've realized that the pressure is going to get there. The first pass they completed was a fairly deep 10, 12-yard out pattern that took some time. But now that he's not getting that time. Third and 10 at the 20. There goes Dower again. He ran around one man and rolling opposite of him, and the pass is just too high for the intended receiver, who was Giles. I don't know if that was designed to be a rollout or they picked up Dower out of the corner of his eye again.
And just got out of there while the getting was good.
Because that was the same blitz they ran the last series. 4th and 10. I'm trying to see what they're doing. I think they're going to go for this. Yates is normally the long snapper, and he's the quarterback, and he's playing quarterback. Whistle, timeout. Timeout, Scott.
I'm sure they're thinking about this. You know, how about a Cleveland Clinic report? Sports medicine team at Cleveland Clinic Sports Health offers expert diagnostic and treatment for all athletes of all ability and ages. So if you got this number, you can call 877-440-TEAM or visit the sportshealthorganization.org. Cleveland Clinic Sports Health, proud medical provider for Lorain High School student athletes.
And for those of you familiar with the program, you know the name Tracy Menges.
Yes.
And that is the person that the Cleveland Clinic has provided to Lorain High for the last several years, and we are blessed. Well, so 4th and 10 at the 20. Straight back, now rolling. Smith came up. That's a heave. Lighty with the acrobatic one-hand interception. If he can get to this side of the field. Tyshawn Lighty, 25, 20, 10, 5, to the house.
You know,
That's going to be about 70 yards, I think, when all is said and done.
the run was one thing, but the catch was unbelievable. Yeah, we'll see this again. And he had Shavon escort him into the end zone there. Watch this catch.
Why not? If it's intercepted, you're thinking it's as good as a punt, and it's 65 yards when he finally corrals it with one hand, and it never left that. He switched so he could use it as a stiff arm.
Here comes Shavon escorting him in. And was very smart. He just got in everyone's way. He didn't have to throw a block down there. You know, I'm assuming they're going for 2 each time because
the kicker is not in uniform.
Not in uniform. Rodriguez, Mark Rodriguez.
So Jackson will take the snap. It's 36-0 after 8 minutes. Jackson, a slant picked off. This might come back. Oh no, it's dead in high school.
Yeah.
High school, you can't do that.
College, that would have been 2 points for Scott.
So Tyshawn Lighty, one on offense and one on defense, and I think we've been waiting for the light show to come on, and that was certainly a special play by a special player.
He may not get a chance to take one back on a kick.
Right. Yeah, they're – And, you know, to just kind of get in Cameron Yates' head along with Connerton Yates, along with the coaching staff of Scott, we can't get a punt off. So let's throw a real long pass. We might catch it. And if we don't, they're going to be way backed up. And all of a sudden, Tyshawn Lighty brings it back 65.
Well.
Dalen Dower's on the kickoff team. I don't think that's happened since his freshman year. Ozziah Jenkins. He's getting stretched out now. Bounces up at the 15. Number 5, Dazon Lampkin, gets around the corner and out close to the 35, where Scott will put it in play. The young man picking up the tee is going to earn his letter tonight.
Yeah.
So clock is wound with 3.5 to go. Of course, there's no running clock till the second half, and this is still the first quarter.
Well, this is Scott's second trip into Lorain because I think they played Clearview the first game of the season.
They did. And that one ended up Clearview on top 52-0. Connerton Yates, straight back, under pressure from Williams and others, pulls it down. He's got a chance in the open field, but he's got 4. Blakely on top of him, number 14. He got around Mike Smith and
I think
Massari.
Tracy Williams is one who really put the heat on at the very beginning, if you watch this.
He caused him to get out of there. Then you've got the 2 inside backers. There's Mike Smith and Massari skidding off.
And actually, he came up to make the tackle.
Yep. Got back into play.
Yep.
So 2nd down and 6. Biggest gain of the – well, no, they had the first down on the first series. I don't want to say that. There's the out pattern. He had a man, and it's almost. We almost had a Franco Harris there. Number 20, Javale Giles, had his hand on it, and he couldn't get it. But behind him was Dazon Lampkin, who's only a freshman, and showed pretty good alertness trying to get back and get that ball. It would have been a couple yards short of a first down. 3rd and 6. Minute 50 to go. Clock somehow is spinning. Handoff on the sweep, nowhere to go. Going to gain maybe a yard to the 40. Colin Thomas right there, 66. Along with Esteban Massari, 60. Minute 24, and the clock is spinning, and it's 4th down for Scott. Now, I have no idea what they're going to try now, but I know they're allowed to have 11, and right now they have 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. I think you might get one more, fellas. 9. They've got 4, 5 linemen, 2 wide. Now they're still short one. Please get it off.
There it is.
Punt is away. Spinning end over end, going to hit about the 40 and check up like a 9-iron down to the 38. You know, Tom, when you're going well, you always get the breaks, and when you're not, right there it is.
Exactly.
Nobody's back with the punt. You got a spinner, and instead of taking a big hop, what's it do?
Stops right
Backspin. So the Titans will have their longest field of the night at their own 38. This is their deepest possession with 38 seconds to go in the first quarter, and already a 36-0 lead. Now, Chavis is going to come out. 81 Jamarian Harkness comes in. Now, I know that Coach Mack would want to work on some things. He's got Lighty in the backfield with Jackson. Harkness is out near side with Devontae Jackson. Dower on the flank and Jackson straight back. Launches it for Devontae Jackson, who tried to high point it and going to get a flag for pass interference there. Now, the clock is still running for some reason.
Maybe the clock person assumes running clock is running clock.
Pass interference. Now, that's a 15-yarder. Whether that runs or not, you're going to get an untimed down here in the first quarter.
That's twice incomplete passes that the clock ran out of about 20 seconds worth.
Now they're going to move it. Now, unless we're going to be Britannia and waive the rules, there should be an untimed down here. They're going to call the quarter. That's it. We've played one at the George. Titans all over Scott, 36-0. Back with more after this timeout.
Copy and paste. There's a lot of hidden dangers out there in cyberspace. Never put your personal information online unless you ask your parents and they say that it's fine. Before you log on, don't be hasty. Please be smart with online safety. Stop and think before your connection. Use these steps for your protection. Online safety. Stop. Think. Connect.
First play of the second quarter. 1st and 10 Titans following the penalty at the Scott 47. Jackson on the cross buck to Dower. Dower pops it outside. Got a block out there from Cam Thomas. Dalen Dower is going to end up in the house. 48 yards. That'll put him over 100 on the night. That took 25 seconds.
The first play of the first quarter and the first play of the second quarter looked a lot alike.
Yep. You know, Tom, I was at the Ohio State game last week, and they put 42 points on the scoreboard in the second quarter. And I was sitting there asking, how is that physically possible? And we've just seen, Titans with 42 now, 25 seconds into the second quarter. Chavis single back. Jackson wants to throw for it. Crossing route to Dalen Dower for the 2.
You have to understand, my daughter is a Miami graduate. So the first score that she heard was 2-0 favor Miami. I said, tell me when it's 7-2 and then 14-2 and 21-2.
Actually got to 5-0.
Yeah, it got to 5, yes.
It got to 5-0. And you know what? As I was walking out, and we walked out when the walk-ons came in for Ohio State, so we didn't see the last touchdown. It made it, whatever it was, 77?
Yes, yeah. To 5.
Yeah, to 5. The Miami fans, you know what they were cheering? We did better than Cincinnati because Cincinnati got beat 42-0. We scored. We're better than Cincinnati. Was the Miami students cheering? Well, the most consistent man of the night is number 97, Uzziah Jenkins, who's kicked off more times than I care to remember and done it well each time. He's given them difficulty with a look. This time he just bobbles it around so that it can be fallen on at the 45 by number 30, and that is somebody else that's not on the program.
That's one of those alternate shirts they have.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it was just he's getting leg tired from all his kickoffs and couldn't swing as hard.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't with the intent of we're trying. You know, nobody went down there hard to try to recover it.
No, it was not an onside kick if I read that right.
Yeah, I mean, you could read the other 10 guys and they know that that wasn't the case.
But this is Scott's best start at the 45.
And it's
they've
not
had a couple
even
35.
close.
Yeah.
Toss sweep. Giles to the corner. Tracy Williams got him by the shirt, and then he was the worst thing that could have happened. He was held up by the ankles till reinforcements arrived. That was Esteban Masari got there after Williams, and then he met a bunch of the guys.
That's what you like to see too. There's 8 black or blue shirts around him.
Lots of flow that time. Williams just runs him down, and then Masari gets an ankle, and then you're helpless. So loss is 7, makes it 2nd and 17. You know, there's a big part of me sitting right here, Tom, hoping that they can show some success for themselves tonight, the Bulldogs.
Yes.
Because it's not easy to come out here every week and do this. Faking, one of the backs went the wrong way, so Connor and Yates is stuck with it, going to lose a couple more. Jenkins was there.
My guess is that was supposed to be an option coming
like,
at us.
But the tailback never moved. Jalen Cheers comes out. Dower comes in on 3rd and 17. The last 2 3rd and longs, he's been on the blitz. It's really 3rd and 19 now that I look at it. They're back at the 36. 9.5 to go, 2nd quarter.
You know, if it's me, I throw a little hitch to this number 13 out here. They're giving him a 13-yard cushion.
There's the toss sweep this side. Lighty comes up. Lighty form tackle, going to give up a couple yards. 32 Xavier Johnson, the ball carrier, gets it out to the 38 for 2 yards, and it'll be 4th and 17.
Here comes a punt team.
And, I mean, I think it's everybody comes out but the quarterback. And he snaps. The punter is Jason Thomas, number 11. Number 12, Damon Connor and Yates, the QB. Now, Tom, here's something I don't know. But, I go back in my experience in the 60s when I played for Masson Junior High. We couldn't make the long snap on the punt. So we put the quarterback under center, snapped it to him, and he turned and he threw it to the punter.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that doesn't happen more. That's a blooper. He's going to run. He's going to get it off rugby style.
Yeah.
It's going to cross the 50.
And now they got the good bounce.
40. 35.
Now they got the good bounce.
Going to roll dead at about the 33-yard line. So all things considered, that was a positive experience for the Bulldogs. 8:08 to go, second quarter. Lorain 44. Toledo Scott, nothing.
You're talking about strange things on a bad snap from the thing. I hate to admit this, but if there's any old Lorain High listening, we had a bad snapper way back there, and we put a back behind the punter.
The punter? Well, that's another way to go about it.
And he would catch the ball that went over the punter's head. That's a long time ago. If anyone's out there from that old 91 team.
I was there then. Now this is Devontae Jackson, the QB. Number 10. Jordan Jackson split out wide here. Long pass for the light show. He's going to score. Tyshawn Lighty off to the races. 67 yards to the house.
That's Tyshawn's third touchdown of the night.
Beautiful throw by Devontae.
Yeah.
Titans cracked the half a century mark here.
No, I had some statistics on Tyshawn.
I think he had just the one score last week, right? Was his first touchdown.
But he's actually sitting with 17 receptions, third in the receiving in the area.
Yeah. Well, he's got
Yeah.
some yards to add to that tonight.
With a great average. I think there's only one person beating him with their average. So,
of course, the 65-yard was an interception, so that won't count. Conversion is good to Chavis, and it's 52 for Lorain. And Toledo Scott yet to crack the scoreboard. 7:38 to go, second quarter. Titans all over this one. This was the halftime score last week in Elyria for the Mentor-Elyria game. And I said, that's from Jackson.
yes, it is.
Good decision there. Nice opportunity to get Devontae some reps at the QB position. He'll be the guy next year.
You have to mention there's no relationship between
No.
Jordan and Devontae.
The toe, Osiah Jenkins puts the ball down. He's getting good at it now. One-handed that one on the tee.
Let's see if he got his strength back and get it down to the
He's going to call for the the kicking net to be brought over to the bench so he can stay loose. He doesn't have the height where we could do a field goal. Bombs away. That one skids down at the 24, picked up at the 15. Lampkin with it. Lampkin tries. Now he's going to reverse field, and it's not going to help.
Yeah, that's usually
Tracy
bad,
Williams and 66 Colin Thomas got there, pulled him down at about the 25. Let's see where they mark it.
Yeah, that reversing field usually doesn't work.
At least not before you've made a cut.
Yeah.
Onto the field for Titans now 46. Frito Gote Cotto. He'll come in at one of the linebacker spots. Still pretty much the same defense because there's just not a lot of guys to substitute. Yeah. 75 McAfee is up back at one of the ends. I think that's still Blakely over the ball. Jenkins at the near side end. Jalen Cheers, this side linebacker. There's the fake and keeper for no gain. That was Connaughton Yates.
Looked like a little read option for a change, yeah. Yeah, if you look at the Lorain bench, you see all lineman types and no linebackers. So, what do you do?
Well, and the linemen that you see are the offensive line. I mean, Masari is sitting on the bench, and he's alternated with Gote Cotto at the inside linebacker position, and we've seen Colin Thomas at defensive end as well. Out pass complete. Javelle Giles run out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down. That'll stop the clock. No, it won't stop the clock, I guess.
I don't know if this was orders from the officials.
Well, I haven't seen him talk to anyone. No, it's definitely not, because the official's winding the clock that's already winding. So it's 1st and 10 at the 37, second first down of the half for the Bulldogs. Straight back, Yates looks, wants a lot. Going to get meet Mr. Blakely and Mr. Gote Cotto on the sack.
He did have someone open for about a 35-yard pass, but you don't have time to throw it.
He doesn't have time to get that. Yeah, Giles was out there.
Yeah.
And that's who he was looking for, but it's just falling. It's collapsing too quickly. And he had time for an intermediate route there. So we are 2nd and 16 with 4:40 to go in the half. Yates calls it out, straight back. Looks over the middle. Now he pulls it down. Going to run. Going to get the loss back and out to the 39. I like this young man. He plays hard.
Yeah, he's a gutty kid.
Just right there. He reached the ball out for an extra yard, which makes it 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 9. I mean, in the real world, did it matter? But he made the right play anyhow. So it will be 3rd and 8 at the 39 with 4 minutes to go in the half. Fourth Titan on the blitz. Wants a long one off the receiver's hand. Out there was Giles along with Devontae Jackson and Tyshawn Lighty. Pass was on target, just good double coverage. And I think it was Lighty that might have got a hand on it coming over from center field.
That was a well-thrown ball.
Yes, it was.
For about a 50-yarder. He got some blocking, had some time, got rid of the ball.
4th and 8. Now, looks like the offense is still on the field. 3:18 to go. Clock stopped on the incompletion. 3:10 now. The clock winding for some reason. Yates straight back. Looking, wants a long one. Got a man over there, but threw it over Giles and Manning and Chavis and everyone else. And
you can tell Giles is his main target, his main go-to man.
Clock still running as the teams change sides.
Is someone, what's the rule? Is an official supposed to signal a stoppage of the clock? Or is the clock person supposed to know that?
Well, I'm assuming that they should signal. I haven't paid much attention to the officials because I would think also, now it's stopped. Now it started. Now you just wound it. I don't think anybody's going to be moaning.
No. Maybe they
trips
just
over here. This is Jordan Jackson wanting to throw. Jordan to Lighty. Lighty makes a move. Lighty's going to get another one. Tyshawn Lighty to the house from 39 yards. That's not fair.
Wow.
That's not fair.
He cut the ball nicely in the middle.
I mean, what he did to the safety there, he just turned in, give him the old shimmy shake, and you almost knew it was going to be a touchdown when he caught it and had that much room. Here it is. Jackson, lots of time. And right there, that's not fair.
And then just blazing speed.
Jalen Cheers in for the conversion. And the Titans with an even 60. We still have 2:06 till the half.
It's going to take you all half just to read the
oh my goodness.
read the highlights. Oh, look at the Titan mascot.
The Titans not doing push-ups.
Yeah.
We know how many seniors we have out there on the football team. But that's going to be a huge loss to the school next year. As we've had the same young man in the Titan mascot since it was in the costume since it was purchased, and he just does a great job with the kids and with the cheerleaders, and you know, he's available for pictures, and he's the right kind of kid. And I know, you know, he's talked about studying drama in school. Well, you can see it when you watch Titus.
I remember when he did a dance with the Shaw Cardinal when the bands couldn't go on the field because of the rain.
Osiah Jenkins. Spins it down. It hits at the 18, picked up at the 12. This is Lumpkin. He's got the corner around Devontae Jackson, steps out of bounds wisely. And Scott will start at about the 30. The clock's still running yet again. And honestly, with Scott having the ball, I want them to have a chance to.
I wonder if the officials even know that, because he's going to wind the clock here pretty soon. No, it won't start until the snap, according to him.
It shouldn't, because it was out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's marked ready for play, but the clock's run 30 seconds off. Now, I don't think anybody
cares, no.
It's not going to affect the line or anything. There's been a lot of possessions in this half, and every Titans possessions ended in a touchdown. And 2 of the Scott possessions ended in points. Yates looks to throw. Stepped up. Chavis almost was off a receiver. 42 Kennard. And then Savon Chavis from his safety spot came up, and he got a left hand on it. Then he got a left hand on it again, and it just bounced away, or he was going to have a spectacular play. 30 seconds to go, and the clock is running. If they don't hurry. Now, Jordan Jackson's in at safety. I don't think he's ever played defense before. Yates rolls, being chased by Tracy Williams. Cam Thomas, I'd say that's why you play defense, but he's a wide receiver. That one goes off his hands, and I think we're going to run out of time here in the first half before they get the ball spotted. That's the end of the first half. And if you weren't here to see it, you missed some explosion.
Yes.
We've played 2 quarters. Lorain 60. Toledo Scott no score. Tom?
Hey, let me say one more thing about the Cleveland Clinic. If you're injured during the big game, don't wait for treatment. Cleveland Clinic Sports Health offers Saturday Sports Injury Clinic and extended Monday hours for athletes at our Sports Health Center in Garfield Heights.
Okay.
Anyone out there listening, call 216-518-3475 or visit sportshealth.org. Injury Clinic.
We're going to step away now while you enjoy the sounds of the Marching Titans. Back with second half action after this.
Hey, Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yes, for a nicer day, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gonna get some big ones. Anybody want to wear a life jacket?
I'm good.
No life jacket? That's a deal breaker.
Daddy, you promised.
Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, give me one of those life jackets.
This message brought to you by the National Safe Boating Council and the women who nag you. Love you.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
Back here at George Daniels, second half action. Titans all over Scott at 60-0. And in conversation with the sideline and the press box up above us, the clock was directed to run in the first half by agreement of the two coaches. In the second half, we're going to shorten the quarters to 8 minutes. That helps Lorain, who has no subs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 60-0, so the outcome is long decided. Jenkins' kick taken by the mystery man, number 30. He returns it out to about the 33-yard line, where Scott will put it in play. Let's do some housework chores. First off, I want to thank these Club TV 20 people who are here. Sundus Dave, Elizabeth Husky, Cody Lucenti, Christian McClin Cole. Thank you for all you do to get us on the air and keep us there, along with the usual suspects. Scott will put the ball in play at the 33. They have had little to no success offensively. They have 26 yards on the ball game. 28 of that through the air, -2 on the ground. Now we're down to 7 minutes, and they haven't done anything yet. So that'll tell you about how fast this game's going to go. Connerton Yates, number 12, is the quarterback. Snap back. He's going to keep run the option. Nice pitch there. Out to 20. Giles, who's ahead for about 5 yards.
What grade is that Giles in? He's going to be a nice little player here.
He's a senior.
Too bad. And this is a nice little option, too.
Yes, it was. 6:26 to go. Snap back. Option the other way. Yates keeps it. Snowed under behind the line for a loss of a couple. Unstacked with Colin Thomas. Jalen Cheers. And Fredo Gotecato on the bottom. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 8, and we're down under 6 minutes already in the third quarter. Of course, the Titans bench is short, so they don't have a lot of subs, and Toledo Scott doesn't have a lot of subs to begin with, so neither team is going to object to this game getting over with. Yates pass, nobody looked, and goes out of bounds, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It looked like just a timing problem. He got rid of the ball as fast as he had to, but
and it just he had to drive it down a little bit lower where it could be seen too. So it'll be 4th and 8 at the 35, and we're in the why not zone. It's 60-0. I'm looking forward to Lorain getting the ball to see what they came up with at the half.
For any kind of substitutions
Yes.
for their specialty people.
Or maybe getting their young guys some reps. Yates sails that one beyond everybody. He had Giles out there with Javon Manning stride for stride, and that'll turn it over at the 35-yard line. Now the first half for Lorain, it was 36-0 after 1. The clock started running on the direction of the officials on the field, we were told, and now it is still running. We're playing 8-minute quarters here in the second half. Lorain scored every time they touched the ball and twice when Scott had the ball. We had opening kickoff drive, 8-0. Scott's first possession, snap over the QB's head out the end zone, 10-0.
This discussion on the sidelines.
Make sure we got 11.
Yeah, organizing an offense to
Devontae
get
Jackson is going to come out and be the quarterback.
That's good.
Tracy Williams, number 2. And Jalen Cheers, 33, are the running backs. And that's still out wide is Cam Thomas. Jordan Jackson split 20 to the near side, and Harkness in the flank. Straight back. Give to Cheers. Cheers gets about 3. Brought down by 21, Tyler Neal, after a short gain, 2nd and 7. 3:18 to go as the Titans come up to the line. And mosey up to the line, it's the right word. We'll try and get the line for you in a minute here. Addis is still snapping. There was offsides. The defensive end on the far side got a running start there, 55. Now, whether he was drawn is...
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was either, but...
Maybe the officials thought he was. I can see they're facing this way.
Well, except for the guy that called the penalty. He's walking the other way.
But you seen the referee.
Yeah, I did. The umpire was going to walk back. So it makes it 2nd and 2. There's a lot of whistles out there with 2:34 to go, and the clock is running. Now, what are we doing? Now they put the ball back right where it was. So I have no idea what that action was all about.
That was just a minute and a half ran off the clock for confusion.
Yeah, there's 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Titans about to run their second play. Straight ahead give. Tracy Williams makes a move, lowers his shoulder, busts a tackle down inside the 15 to about the 12. It'll be a first down for Lorain. They're going to spot him at the 13, it looks like.
See, Devontae's coming over here for a play from Coach Killian.
Now, normally Jordan Jackson would call the plays at the line. Devontae doesn't get the same number of reps during the week, so they're trying to be a little bit more helpful to him, plus the fact that I think they want to keep the ball on the ground.
I'm sure they do.
And given the choice, every quarterback would like to throw it. Williams and Cheers are the backs. Snap from Addis. Option look. Jalen Cheers, corner. 10,
he might score.
5. Jalen Cheers in the house. From 13 yards. Jalen Cheers takes it in on the first possession of the third quarter. It's going to be the only possession of the third quarter for Lorain as we're under a minute. Clock still running on the running clock. And the Titans will wander out. Now this is
I think they're going to go for
I think they're going to kick. Oziah Jenkins was out there working on this at halftime. Now, last week we had Henry Patterson up here, and he was the kicking guru these last couple of years for Lorain. Oziah tried it first at halftime, so if this works, Henry is not going to.
Oh, just barely
spun
underneath
it wide.
Yeah.
So the Titans 66 and Scott nothing, and I think that'll be the end of the third quarter as Coach McFarland calls his kickoff team over to say we're just going to wait and we're going to kick it off the other way. We've played 3 here at the George, Tom, on Get Well Friday. The Titans are getting well. 66-zip over Toledo Scott. Back with fourth quarter action after this timeout.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily. Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State. Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim or e-claim for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits, online VA claims made simple.
Titans will kick off following the Jalen Cheers touchdown, 66-0. 8 minutes on the clock. It'll start on the kick, and it won't stop till it's all zeros. Titans are going to go to 2 and 3 when this one ends. Uzziah Jenkins is lettered as a kicker tonight. And I tell you how many times he'd kick off, but my score sheet is so full it would take me a while to count them. Jenkins skids it along the turf, bounces up at the 16-yard line to Lampkin. Lampkin's got a corner. Lampkin's out across the 40, kind of escorted out of bounds. And good field position for the Bulldogs. Once again, while we have a minute, we'd like to thank attorney Tony Giardini for providing tonight's game ball. And we haven't heard the number for that yet, along with the 50-50. So we're going to spot it right at the 40. 1st and 10 for Scott. The clock is running. 7:20 to go in the ball game. Still the number 1 defense out there for the most part, although Colin Thomas is at outside linebacker on this side now, 66. Gote Cotto is in the middle along with Mike Smith. Cheers is on the far side. Jenkins, Blakely, and Lavi McAfee. Bubble screen for the first time. Down one knee to catch it. It's going to cost them 5 or 6. Pass was low. Tyler Neal had to go down low to catch it. And in high school, when you do that, that's it.
Yep.
So it'll be 2nd and about 16. The officials having a little bit of fun at one another's expense. Put the ball down. Gimme that. Chavis and Lighty are the safeties. Manning and out on the far side, Jamarian Harkness are now the corners. Since Jackson's playing cornerback, they don't want him to play corner, I guess. Stepping up, Yates. Yates on the run. Yates gets a couple of blocks. Nice looking run out to about the 45. Chavis corrals him there. Titans help him up.
Nice sportsmanship over there on Chavis's part. Offered his hand to pull him up.
Jacob Addis as well. Give him a little pat on the helmet. And it's 3rd and 5, so give him about 11 on that run. One of the more successful plays they've had. 5:40 to go.
I think they're keeping Dower and Lighty out of the game, so I see
now Jackson's in safety. I'm sure he's under instructions to not lower the shoulders at anybody. $5:15 to go as Scott ready to snap. Straight back, stepping up now, Yates. Yates is going to fire away. He's got a man behind everybody. And when this comes down, it'll be 1st and 10. Scott at about the 11-yard line. Harkness, he got turned around there, and the safety wasn't back there. And the result is a completion to the 10 where it'll be 1st and goal for Toledo Scott. Now, Yates has been pretty impressive with some of his throws. This wasn't one of his best, as it was. You'll see it wobble on the way down there, but it worked.
He stepped up into the pocket.
Yeah, and his man had to turn around. If it had been a little bit longer, he'd have jogged in. 66-0, 4:25 to go, ball game here, and now it'll be a timeout. And that's stopped. That's the only way the clock stops.
Timeout, Scott.
And
you don't want to waste this opportunity if you're Toledo Scott.
Yeah,
you're in the 10-yard line.
It's an hour and 40 minutes home on that bus.
Yeah.
Whether you score or whether you don't, but you feel a little bit better about yourself if you do. Now the Titan defense is saying we haven't had a shutout. We'd like to keep one here.
And as long as you play the players on the field, playing defense is fine.
Right.
I mean, those the people on the field right now have all the opportunity in the world to play their heart out.
Yep. And like I said, for the most part, that is the guys that played most of the first half. Harkness is in at a corner. That's the one. And Jackson, that's Jordan Jackson at safety. Those are the two big changes that I see out there. Everybody else got a lot of snaps in the first half, if not all of them. 1st and 10 at the 10, 4:12 to go, clock spinning. Give on the ground. And that's going to be a Lorain ball. I think that Uzziah Jenkins, 97, sucked that thing in. He's wrestling with Mike Smith for it. And dejectedly, Scott walks off the field. And we haven't had a signal yet. They're signaling 2nd down.
Yeah, so it's still.
So Scott got the ball and come back out on offense. No complaints from anyone, they must have had it down there at the bottom of the pile, as sometimes happen. I just saw Uzziah laying there and that big paw sneak out and try to pull it underneath him. Second and 13 from the 13. Straight back. Yates sidearms it out here. Going to be too short for the intended receiver, Kennard. Manning was on the coverage along with Colin Thomas. Looks funny to see 66 out there.
Covering passes.
He played because he played at end the whole first half. But he's a good enough athlete.
Well, they stepped him back to linebacker. And
yeah, he's played there, which is not what you expect your offensive tackle to do. But Colin listed at 6'3", 197. The 197's close, the 6'3's not. 2.5 to go here. Clock still ticking. Yates bobbled that one. Rolls out away from pressure as everybody's here. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. And Jordan Jackson comes down with an interception.
Again, he boxed him out and came down with a rebound.
There's another rebound because he really did, Tom. And you know what? That was truly a rebound because he went up with two hands and got it. And that's what Coach Rossitano would tell you to do when you rebound is grab the ball with two hands.
Yep.
So Jordan has got an interception. He's thrown a touchdown pass. He's caught a touchdown pass. He's going to tell his mom he's tired after this game.
And as long as they stay in the huddle right here, they may not get a playoff.
It's a minute 40 to go. Dower's trying to stay in. They won't. Are they going to let him?
He's negotiating. He wants one more carry.
I think he's going to play quarterback. Oh, no, he comes out now. He tried. Dalen with 4 carries and 102 yards. Devontae Jackson, Tracy Williams, and Jalen Cheers on either side. Snap back. Cheers with Jackson, with Williams leading the way. Doesn't make contact with anyone until he's out to the 38. Brought down at the 40. You can tell Jalen's used to playing defense. He lowered the shoulder and he didn't try to run away from anybody. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 40. Chain crew wanders out with under 50 seconds to go. Lavi McAfee is at center now. That's the only change across the front line.
Looks like you're going to get a victory formation
Yeah.
for the last play of the game.
Devontae Jackson, we're at 34 seconds now. He just has to get it under 30.
He's waiting for the official to signal 5 seconds, which he just did.
Just did. Jackson under center, takes a knee, and that'll do it. So, third week in a row, we've had a little bit of a strange situation, and this one was all in favor of the Titans. I'm looking at my watch and seeing it's 8:44, but we've played running clock since about the last half of the first quarter, and
very
justifiably so.
A very sportsmanlike game, too.
I want to credit the young men from Toledo Scott, because it's really easy to get chippy dirty in a game like this.
Yeah.
And there was absolutely none of that. And the Titans could have taken out a lot of frustrations, and they played very, very sound on their side of the ball.
No, for the penalties, I think there was like 2 or 3 encroachments and maybe 1 or 2 movements.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember anything big at all.
Nothing. There was no holding.
There was a pass interference penalty on Scott, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So, real quick, this one was over almost instantly, 33 seconds into the game. We got highlights. Okay, the first touchdown comes 33 seconds into the game, and it's Dalen Dower on a handoff from Jordan Jackson. Walks in, and it was the sign of things to come. The 2-point conversion, Jackson rolls out, flips it to Tyshawn Lighty, and he's in. Next, on their first possession, the snap goes sailing over the quarterback's head and comes to rest on the grass outside of the field for a safety. So it's 10-0, and we haven't played a minute.
Yes.
Titans get it back, and Savon Chavis has his turn. He's the whole drive, and then Jackson on the next touchdown is Tyshawn Lighty, and this will get to be a theme as he takes it 48 yards. The pass fails, and it is 22-0. With 5:51 in the quarter, Dalen Dower sails it up for Jordan Jackson. Jordan makes a good catch, comes down with the right foot in bounds, and then the light show takes in the conversion. And it is 30-0. And this one's really acrobatic. 4th down and a long way. They've heaved one down. Well, light show comes down with it at the 35, and 65 yards later, he's back in the house. And quite honestly, you had Jenkins and Chavis escorting him in with no one to hit. So it's 36-0. The quarter ends. And then Dalen Dower to start the second quarter, 48 yards. 48 yards on a run. And he will catch the conversion pass. And then this one is all the way down the sidelines. And that is number 4, the Cowboy, Cam Thomas. And then the conversion, and then here's Jackson again. This is Tyshawn Lighty one more time. And then the conversion, Jalen Cheers. And then finally the last score of the game, and the only score of the second half as we played an abbreviated second half. Jalen Cheers from 13 yards takes it in. Final score, Lorain 66, and nothing for Toledo Scott. So, Tom, we've ended the non-conference portion of the schedule. Next week we kick off the conference schedule, and quite honestly, maybe see the best 2 teams in the conference meet here next Friday night as Cleveland Heights comes calling.
I think that might be homecoming, if I'm not mistaken.
It is homecoming for the Titans.
And if you look at the rest of the schedule is going to be a tough one because you have Scott, Cleveland Heights, you have Maple Heights, you have Bedford, all 3-1.
All 3-1, yes.
Even Shaw's 2-2. So there's a lot of points to be gained, and they are not mathematically eliminated. So you might have to win out.
Right. I'm sure you'd have to win out to get a sniff, but looks pretty good from here.
Yep.
And tonight, let's thank our Club TV 20 members, Sunda Steve, Elizabeth Husky, Cody Lucenti, Christian McLinn Cole, Terry Trout, and Joe Bach, and Cheryl Bach, and I lost power.
Yeah, well, it's time to say goodbye. Partner Jay Ferguson here and Tom Bauer. So I guess we're going to have to say have a good night.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.